Alrighty there, folks. So let's talk a little bit about the comparison contrast thesis statement in a little bit more detail, okay? So what are the parts of the comparison contrast thesis? Well, these are them, right? We have our topic one, which is the first topic in each of the topic choices that are available to you in the assignment requirements document, right? If you'll look, each of the topic choices that you have offers two topics of things to compare and contrast. So topic one, for the sake of this video, is going to be the first topic from those two topic choices. Topic two is going to be the second topic from that same topic choice, okay? Point A is going to be the first point in your essay that you'll use to show differences. So to come up with these points, you really need to think about, okay, so what's similar between these two topics? And then you want to think, okay, what's different? What stands out as different here, right? And then identify those in the same way for each of your topics and develop how they look different from one another in the body paragraphs of your essay. So point A is that first point you'll use to show differences, and then point B will be that second point that you'll use to show differences. Okay, cool. Hopefully that makes sense. But now what is this indication of comparison contrast, right? That's a little different. Well, it just shows your reader that your two topics are similar, right? But that they have different ways of doing the same thing, representing the same thing, being the same thing, right? They just do it a little different. So what does this look like with an example? Okay, so we've got our components list again. So I've decided for this particular unit that I'm going to use the comparison between Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire as a novel, and then Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire as a film. So my topic one is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire novel. Okay, topic two is going to be the film, right? And then for point A and point B, I had to think, okay, what is it? What are the differences between these two things, right? Between these two, the novel and the film. And as I was thinking about it, I was thinking of the things that kind of annoyed me about the movie, right? As we are wont to do when we love a book and then they put it in a movie and they change things, right? So I was like, okay, so the things that I could talk about here would be the depiction of Dumbledore, right? If you've read the book and you've seen the movie, then you know that in the book, Dumbledore's really chill. He just kind of hangs back and listens and then makes a judgment, right? After he's heard all the details. In the film, he comes out guns a-blazing, pointing fingers, yelling, all of these things. And, so even though Dumbledore is the constant between the two, right? He exists in the novel and he exists in the film. He exists differently. He takes up space differently in those two things. Okay, so that's what point A is going to discuss. Then we've got point B, which is the depiction of Harry and Ron's fight after Ron thinks that Harry entered himself into the Triwizard Tournament. Okay, right? Harry says, no, I didn't do it. If I had, I would have told you how. Ron's like, I don't believe you, bro. I think you just wanted the glory. Right? And the way that the book did this was very different. It was long and protracted, and you could see the silence just like hanging in the air. Of course, metaphorically, you can't see silence, but you know what I'm saying, right? It conveyed this sort of long, drawn-out experience. Whereas in the movie, like, sure, yeah, it took up like 20 minutes, and it really didn't go as in-depth as, it did in the novel, right? So that's a good way to show, like, yes, it did happen in both the novel and the film, but it happened differently, right? So then, indication of comparison contrast. Well, how in the world do we do that, in this example, in reality, right? Well, they both follow the same plot, right? Harry ends up, being involved in the Triwizard Tournament. He goes through a bunch of stuff, and then I'm not going to give you the spoiler alert for the end, because I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen or read it. But they essentially, hit the same markers as they go through. Now, they differ in the two instances described above. Are there more differences? Oh, heck yeah, there's tons of differences. But these are the two that we're going to talk about in the essay, right? We need to narrow it to make it manageable. Otherwise, we'd be writing for days, right? And we don't want to do that, okay? So we've got this. And now we have to turn this kind of list into a thesis statement. So how in the world do we do that? Well, we have a formula, okay? Now, this is a very simplistic formula. Could you change this? Absolutely. If you don't like this formula, you feel like you want to bring your own spin, cool. Just make sure that your spin makes sense and that it's clear to the reader what your topics are, what your points are, and make sure the reader understands that there is comparison and contrast happening in your essay. Okay, so this formula is, although topic 1 and topic 2 are similarity, right? Whatever that similarity is, put it in there. They differ in terms of point A and point B, right? A nice straightforward sentence to make it easy for the reader to understand what you're trying to say. Well, okay, that's great. Formulas are great in theory. I can still remember a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but do I know how to do that? I mean, I might, but also I'd probably mess it up because I'm bad at math, right? So formulas, how do we plug these things in? Okay, let's think about it. Well, here's what we could do, right? And if you look, topic 1 and topic 2 are in a little blue square. The indication of comparison contrast is underlined in orange. And then point A and point B are in green. Okay, so although the novel Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, written by J.K. Rowling, and the film adaptation of the same title follow the same plot, they differ in terms of their depiction of Albus Dumbledore and how they portray the fight between Harry and Ron after Ron believes Harry entered himself into the Triwizard Tournament. Okay, so there's a lot of words in there, but all of those words make sense because they're put in an order that works, right? There's not extra language, there's just enough information for your reader to understand, okay, so we're comparing Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the book, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the movie. We're seeing that they have a lot of similarities, right? Because it's the same plot, that's almost the whole thing. And then they are different based on Dumbledore and based on that fight between Harry and Ron. Okay, so it makes it more straightforward. If you were to follow the formula, like I said, if you want to go kind of off script here, go for it, right? Just make sure it's easy for your reader to understand the parts. All right, so I do want to make one last point about the ordering of topics and points. Okay, so I know we identified topic 1 as the first topic that's listed in that topic choice for you, and topic 2 as the second topic that's listed in that topic choice for you. But ultimately, it's up to you what you want, like which you want to order, okay? So, topic 1, as long as you stay consistent, I could have said that I want the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire film to be topic 1 instead of topic 2, right? And just sort of flip them. So the big thing is, when you create your thesis statement, look at your 2 topics. Look at the order that you've created them in. Topic 1 is going to be the one that comes first. Topic 2 is going to be the one that comes second. And then the same thing for points A and B. It's up to you how you want to order it, but just stay consistent with that ordering because that's going to be really important when it comes to choosing an organizational plan, whether it's going to be the block method or the point-by-point method. All right, so thanks guys for watching. Hopefully that clears up any questions that you have about creating the thesis statement for this essay. If you do have any questions, you know how to find me. Just send me an email, pop in during office hours. I'm here for you. All right, so until next time, have a great rest of your day.